Hi, everyone. Welcome to our community call. Boy, do we have a massive update and multiple demos to share with you guys today. So I'm so excited. I am joined with Jesse and Miguel. So, hi, guys.
Hey.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, great. And so I know you're all excited. Hopefully everyone in the audience is excited about updates on what we've been working on. So let's get right into it. The main theme of what we've been working on is expanding how people can access effect powered workflows, making it easier for developers and AI agents to request human input, preparing for the next alpha phase, and bringing you guys into some important community decisions going forward. So I'm going to share my screen. We have a presentation. There we go. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay.
Yes, maybe you can full screen it. Does it has your browser around?
If I full screen it, then let me see. Then I can't.
Okay, never mind. It looks good. I can read it.
Oh, I think I can really quick. Let me see. Is that better?
Oh, there we go.
Yes, this is
Okay.
good.
Okay. Now I am working without seeing anything in Discord, so um,
Okay, I'll trip up if I hear anything.
there we go. Okay, so welcome screen and right into our agenda. So today we're going to dive into the Canva app update, the Effect API, the Effect CLI, go into things about Effect DAO, AI workers, the Lyricify app, when we're starting Alpha 6. I know many of you have a lot of questions about that. And then we'll do discussion and questions and answers. So as we go, if you have a question, pop it into the chat here in the channel, and we will try to answer that while we're in the call or towards the end. So let's get started. The Canva app. So Miguel will be debuting a demo that's going to show what we've been building, but it's the Canva app. It's not just, hey, we built an app. This shows how easy it is for us to, bring the Effect ecosystem in with apps. Whether you want to use it or you want to create an app on different places and platforms and use Effect, it really demonstrates how versatile our product is and what we have. So um, it's really useful. And what I like is it can connect humans in our network, for any type of task, and a lot of different workflows it can support. And yeah, so we're really excited about this. It's been a journey getting things approved and stuff, but we're pumped.
And we're almost there actually. On we've been going back and forth with Canva. It was as Rochelle said, kind of a journey going through the review process. We're just about at the end of the process. I hope and we think. Um, and so then once we get approved, we'll actually be on the Canva marketplace itself, live to everyone and anyone that uses Canva. Um, and yeah, the idea of the app was just to bring kind of a different group of people onto using Effect. And with this app, it makes it a lot easier to interact with Effect and the workers without having to actually go through or take out kind of the crypto aspect of it. Because I know, especially like designers out there, they're not thinking about crypto, or they're not thinking about APIs or CLIs or anything. They just want their design. They want to maybe show it off to a group of people, get it battle tested for bringing it off to production, and like that with this app, it's really easy, and I'll be able to show you in a few moments how easy it is to send their designs to get looked at by workers on Effect.
And what we noticed is that, I mean, Canva's app marketplace is vast. There's a lot of different things, but a lot of it's, similar stuff. And it's all, I don't want to really say AI slop, but it kind of is. There's there's some tools that are useful, but it's nothing that you couldn't just have an LLM do or whatever, outside of Canva. So the nice thing about Canva's app marketplace is it has a lot of these AI tools, but one thing that's really revolutionary is a lot of it makes mistakes, and this app that we've built, it actually brings humans in to be like, yeah, no, that doesn't work, or this version is better than that version, and you know would I click on this if I saw this? Yes, and stuff. And an AI, an LLM really can't give that human insight, and so this is a really exciting way to put the human element in it. And yeah, there's no other app like this on the marketplace, so we're pretty pumped.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to? Is there anything else you want to say about it, or do you want to actually just get on with the demo of it?
Let's dive in and show how cool it is.
All right. Actually, I don't have permissions to share for whatever reason. Mind
No,
some
back, back,
full,
back,
full
quit,
screen.
exit. Oh my gosh,
Okay,
stuff.
given a preview of what's to come.
um you should be able to do it now that I quit.
Yeah, I'll do it here. I think it should just be good to do entire screen share. This. Oh, all right. Let's see if I see the screen now.
Yes.
There we go. All right. So this is this is the app. It's dead simple. For again, kind of going back to the designers out there, they don't really want to click on buttons or have to configure stuff, go through settings, do anything. So try to make it dead simple for the designers. They'll have their design. They open the app, and this is the app, or the kind of the home page of the app. Currently, we have three different selections they can select. There's a clarity check, clickability check, and compare versions. So what the clarity check is basically it'll send a task out to workers, and actually I can just show you right now. It'll send a task out to workers, and the workers will basically give it a rating of 1 to 10 um, based on how eager they would be or how interested they would be to actually click on whatever the design is. So let's go ahead and just check the clarity check, and we'll go next. It will give the designer a couple questions. So what's the design for? It's an event flyer, target audience, Weber, and kind of a main goal. They can choose other and write whatever they want. And this information is going to be passed on to the workers as well, so that the workers can kind of get a feel for what the intent of the designer is, and they have a bit more context into um, for when they give their rating of 1 to 10. Let's just give it to one worker for now. We'll submit the feedback. If that's there we go. So now for the designers, they'll see kind of a little results page. Obviously, there's no results yet. They'll wait for the workers uh, to to do their work. And if we actually go here, there we go. So this is what the workers will see. I'm sure a lot of you guys, being workers or having worked on the platform already, are familiar with this page. And you'll get a Canva Clarity task. So if we click on the task, accept, here is the design. So same design as before, obviously. And the worker will see kind of the design, and you have here the purpose and target audience and main goal that the user put in the app for. So given this information and seeing the design, if you're sense about it, whether you like it or not, you can give an optional critique. This is cool. And we'll submit it. And so The app polls every 20 seconds or so. So it won't be automatic per se, as in like within a few seconds, but this will eventually poll, and the user will see that. Actually, it just finished. There we go. So now they get this is cool, or whatever response from workers. I mean, I just tested it with one tester, but currently we have the ability to test with multiple testers. So I think we have up to 20 right now. Just because it is in beta, we don't want someone being able to post 1,000 tasks and not work or something. So just for the beta testing, we have max of 20. And yeah, so this was another one to compare versions. One, let's say if you have two versions, you can compare them. But I won't bore you with all the other tasks. It's very similar and very simple between one another. But this is it, and I think even Rochelle was saying she has a few designer friends, and we're kind of pitching this to people we know and to other projects and discords, and we were getting some good feedback. And so, we're really excited to eventually have this on the platform once it gets approved, and this will bring some kind of fun little new tasks to the platform, and especially some new eyes and new people using it that don't actually have to be developers and tech savvy to use the platform. So, kind of using the bridge of knowledge needed to use Effect.
Yeah, this takes out everything. So the average everyday person who has nothing to do with crypto or technology stuff, um, they can they can use this right in Canva. And Canva is hugely popular, and they market their app marketplace, like crazy. And so this is going to be some big exposure. Um, Hopefully, once we get through the final approval process and stuff and ready to go. And the cool thing about it is Canva does a lot of localization. So this isn't just people speaking English. This is um, all languages. The whole app is completely 200% localized, translated into so many languages.
Yeah, it's really cool. They surprisingly take a lot of pride in it, so it's nice. Okay, do we want to move on to the next thing? I think it's actually another demo.
Yeah. Let me see where
Let me
I was.
let you move over to the slide, and then I guess come back to me, or do you want me
Yeah.
to?
Yeah,
I said,
that'll work.
here we go. No,
So I'm going to share my screen,
like
slideshow,
hot potato with the sharing screens.
hot potato. Okay, you see the Canva app update, right?
Yep.
Okay, so the next one, AI workers. We're going to go into what we mean by AI workers, because we're very, humans with AI working together. We're not replacing our human workers. Why we're testing them internally right now, and it's going pretty good. What kinds of things that you're going to see the AI workers be able to support on our platform. And Miguel's going to do a demo showing you how it works. And it's this is pretty sweet.
Actually, I'm going to do two things. I'll do the AI workers, and then I think is there a slide for the API as well, or it might
Yes.
just be baked in together.
Yeah, the API is up too. Can you want me to switch to that too?
Um, that's okay. I mean, I'll go through the demo anyway, so
Okay.
should be
Let
should
me
be fine.
stop streaming. There we go.
All right, and back to me. So there we go. So we've been working on the API now for quite a while. We started just before the end of what was the last phase? 5? Just before the end of phase 5.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been the main grunt of work that we've been working on, is the API, the AI workers, along with the Canva app, and a few other things that we'll be showing you today. But yeah, so the API was the main focus. I think the biggest gripe that we've had for tasks on the platform and kind of developers and people from outside, or we call them requesters, to use the platform. It was pretty difficult, and there was a lot of friction in terms of interacting with it, because they would just have to go through the team and we would have to post for them. So this API kind of opens the floodgates to anyone and everyone able to use the platform, post on the platform, interact with the workers, and so on and so forth. So the API there's two ways to interact with it. There is using just in your terminal, we have some curl commands, and actually we have some docs that will be coming out as well with the API. These are, take this with a grain of salt. There's going to be some changes to the docs, but for the most part, the information is going to be pretty similar. So what developers can do is they use their terminal, and they can come and request to sign up and using a curl command or just JavaScript and Python. You basically you can use the endpoints to sign up. You get a key, and Bob's your uncle. You can start posting tasks and everything. The thing that I'm most excited about, actually, is we have the API console. So the console is, in a sense, what you would do in the terminal, but you kind of get a nice view of everything kind of in a nice little neatly packaged UI. Instead of using the terminal, you can actually come here to the API console, and if you don't have a key, you can either paste your key and connect, or if you don't have a key, let's just get a key. Let's do test, and you can put in your email or not, and let's put a key. Of course, I've been rate limited. Give me 1 second. I was testing this before, and of course, I tested it too many times and got rate limited. So this is a cool feature that I can show you just quickly. Is we do have a set limit of API requests or sign up requests per IP address, and this is again just because we're in beta. We don't want people spamming, and yeah, we just don't want people spamming. So put up a little rate limit. Okay. So now that I started that, basically you get your API key. You have to copy this down. This is the one and only chance that you have to see the key and to copy it for it to be used. So definitely please copy this. And you can connect. So when you connect, do this. I'm actually going to, I need to top up the account. So when you create an account, and again, just because we're in beta, this is how it's going to be for now. To grab a credit or to get a credit balance, you have to top up. And currently, the only way to top up is for the team to give you some credits. So there is no way to buy credits right now. You have to just go to the team. The team will give you X amount of credits, depending on maybe what you're planning on doing with the credits in the API. Will give you, a generous amount. But so you'll have to top up your account. I'm just going to top up the account right now. And if we reload it after, actually, let me just see if should be topped up. That was the wrong account. Let me just top it up on the side here. 2, 3, top up. There we go. So it's topped up. So now we can create some jobs. In this overview, again, this is basically just a UI of what you can still do in your terminal and uh, using the terminal commands. This is just an easier UI to use. So in the templates section, you can actually see the current templates that are public that are being used. Now, these are not what we currently have up. This is just in my test suite right now. This is what I've been working on. So these are the templates that are here. So we have the record a sentence template, and this is a template where you guys have seen before, recording sentences. We have the Canva templates here, and these are for like the Canva the Canva tasks. We have verify sentence, and we have one for AI worker. So what you can do is you can preview actually all the templates that we have on the task poster. You can also submit a template yourself. So here you can create a template. You need the HTML code of the template, and you can actually submit a template. And when you submit a template, it'll go to the team. And for now, we're not allowing people to submit templates and use the template on the actual platform yet. But what will happen is you can submit the template, goes to the team, and the team will actually be able to accept or decline your template. And in doing so, you will be able to actually use the template and add a template online. So let's say this is a Figma test. You request team approval, submit the template, and now it's up for approval. You can preview your template here. This is just another test template that we were working on. And so now you can use your own template, or you can use any of the templates up here. We can create a job, and this is now where you create the job. So you can have a CSV mode, you can have constant mode. CSV mode is if you have a CSV of a list of tasks for your template, you can go CSV mode. If you don't have any data, so if you want a task like just create a random sentence and there's no data to actually input into the task template, you can create constant, and you can click through the templates here. So I'm actually going to shoot two birds with one stone, and I'm going to show you the AI worker as well. So currently I have the AI worker working in the background, and they are looking at the tasks here. So if I'm going to use the AI worker test template here. I'm going to create a job. It's going to be a constant job, and we only want one task. So here you can estimate the cost of the task, which is nice. So if you have multiple tasks, it'll kind of give you a little estimate of how much effect there is, and it'll also tell you how much effect you have in your balance wallet. And you can create a job. So once the job is created, it'll come up in the page here. But actually, the worker grabbed it pretty quickly. I can show you here actually. So the worker grabbed it pretty quickly here, and it's going to go through and try to complete the task. Although I think now the worker was not having it. Let's see. Once you also post tasks, you can go to the jobs and you can see the jobs that have been done. So this is the current job. I think, let me see. Yeah, the AI worker is maybe having a little fit right now. I think we waited a bit too long for this, but it's okay. So what happens is in the jobs, you can see your job that you posted. It'll show the tasks if they are in queue, if they're active, if they're done. And then you'll be able to actually see the completion here and see the job. I think it might not, the worker might not have worked very well. Let's see if we can create one more job. Maybe, as it always works out, sometimes there's a little hiccup, but that's okay. All right, so we'll move on anyway. After the completion is done, you'll actually be able to see the user's responses here, and you can download them into a CSV, and then you have all of your, oh, there we go. It actually did work. I just had to refresh. Here you can see this is the AI worker. I didn't complete the task at all. It's complete. You get the task ID, the worker that completed it, and the result that happened. The AI worker, how that works is basically just they grab a task. It'll send the task and the kind of the HTML to the worker. The worker will parse through it. It's just an agent, and it'll parse through it and it'll try to complete the task as best as it can. And the task was to, I think you can see it here. Yeah, it's just write a short natural sentence about AI, artificial intelligence. So it did that. Awesome. This is what you'll see also in your API account. You can download it as CSV. You can see results in different views. You can see in your account too. You can see your name and your email, how many tokens you still have. You can see what and when you got topped up, how much effect got debited from the account, and yeah. And then you can also manage your API keys. Currently, right now, we're only allowing one API key, just again because we're in alpha. After, we'll be able to initiate more keys to users and to more accounts, but currently it's just going to be one. And so this is kind of a nice little overview of the UI and just the API itself. This UI is pretty extensive and goes through most, if not everything, that you can do with the API, all in a pretty easy to understand UI. And so again, this is kind of our idea of reducing the friction for people outside of Effect coming in and using the platform. You don't really have to be a developer or anything to understand the UI. You know, it might take some time to get used to using it, but we will have docs and uh, even we'll do some videos and stuff to explain a bit better how to use everything. Um, and yeah, that is the API in a nutshell. Also kind of put nice dark and light mode. Do we have any questions in the chat about the API?
It
Um,
says DJ says docs are best
unless
since you can just throw it all into Codex and Claude.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and good that you said that too. We will. The idea is also to create some agent skills, so that you can actually just point them to skill instead, and you don't have to really point it to the docs. They'll kind of know what to do. I've been playing around even with creating some skills on template creation, and it's done a really good job. So I think you'll in the future you'll see, or in the near future actually, you'll probably see skills, some agent skills for not only just template creation, but for um, API usage as well. Because our templates are sometimes a little bit finicky. There is a general structure you have to abide by. So yeah, I think the skills will make it a lot easier. Just to yeah, you can go into Claude, go into Codex, they'll do the grunt work for you, and then you can do all the fine tuning yourself.
Jesse, did you have any thoughts you wanted to share on the API and the AI workers?
Of course, no. Thanks, Miguel. That was a really cool demo. As you can see, it's all like running, and this is a very important piece to give everyone access to the workforce. And like, just you see how easy it is now to just post tasks, create data sets by directly accessing the whole workforce, including the AI workers. So I'm really excited for this to come out. I think we're really close. So um, don't see any questions in the chat about it, but maybe just to to highlight a bit on the AI worker side and how that works. So obviously, Effect is a human work platform. So we provide human intelligence and human input into data sets, and like we give any project access to human intelligence, which like as it stands now and how things are looking is becoming incredibly important. When so much is done by AI, it becomes insanely important to get like verifiable human input into workflows and data sets. But the AI workers are still really important in all these flows, and if we don't have them in the network identified, I think that would be a huge gap where people would have to stitch together or even try to run AI workers as real workers on the network. But AI workers, in essence, they work the same way as a normal worker does. They are just identified on the network, like in their identity that they are an AI. We also like have a lot of metadata about that, the model that's running behind it, so we can really like showcase that like an output generated by one of these AI workers comes from a specific model running on a specific platform. There's a lot of provenance there that you can see where the data comes from, and that gets embedded into data sets. And there is a lot of utility there, obviously, but maybe just to highlight a few things that it could do. For example, just iterating and validating basic stuff. So if you like, one of the hardest things running a human like human annotation and human input platform is validating the output that comes out. As obviously humans make mistakes, and we have a lot of experience doing this. And what we notice is that there is just a really high variance in mistakes being made. If someone has been doing a lot of tasks for a long time and gets a bit sloppy, we cannot have that data come into data sets. There's just so many sort of edge cases where mistakes are made, right? On purpose or not on purpose. And with these AI workers, they can have this constant validation layer that allows us to get way higher quality. So basically, I think every time a human task gets done on the platform, it makes sense to do a very cheap and very fast AI validation on that output, just to make sure that it doesn't trigger any like obvious mistakes that we're not supposed to get through before we end up in the human validation layer. So I think any pipeline for data needs these AI validations at this point, because else things will just get too slow and too expensive. So they're a very important part of the network. And we actually have quite a few AI workers that we can run. Most of them are LLM based. So I think we're going to show you in a little bit actually, but you're able to run like an AI worker that is backed by a specific LLM, and that LLM will basically get us its context, the full render template, similar to how a worker would see it, with some additional prompts and instructions on how to behave. And we'll do inference, so it will make it will generate output tokens that get submitted in the task. So it's a quite straightforward process. Current AI workers are backed by decentralized compute on Asana, but it's quite easy to take different compute sources, or if you have like hardware at home, you could even back it by your local compute to run an AI worker on the platform. And we're actually opening this up, so we will allow people to run AI workers themselves with an access code. So if you have GPUs at home, or if you want to like basically broker inferences to other providers like Nosana, you can also do that with the AI worker setup. Anyways, there's a lot there that you can do with AI workers, and also they give a lot of opportunity for people to host them and contribute them to the network. Yeah, I think that's kind of the most important topics that I want to highlight. Of course, next to LLMs, there's also different models you can run. We're running AI workers with Whisper, so they can basically transcribe calls and audio. There is an app that we've built, the Lyricify one, that basically allows songs to be subtitled, to be transcribed, and we're doing that in combination with an audio project. You've seen the tasks come by probably, but anyways, in this app, there's also like AI workers that will transcribe the songs before they get handed to workers. So yeah, there's a lot of value there. And this is now, it's working, it's live. We're going to release some documentation on exactly how to use them if you have access to the API. So you can have certain tasks assigned to the AI workers or chain them together with human workers and all of that. I think we have anyways, we'll see in a little bit. Maybe I can highlight a bit more once we go to the next part. But yeah, no, amazing demo, Miguel. Thank you for showcasing all that's been built. It looks amazing. I'm excited at least. So
Me too.
Yeah, I've been really excited being able to kind of build it and add stuff that I like and I know everyone else will like, and it's been really fun.
maybe good to add that the API is the access for anyone now to get access to the workforce. And as we're planning to open this up really soon, we're looking for people that have use cases that want to be one of the first people to use the API to integrate apps into Effect for the human input. There is a form out there. If you have any cool ideas or have a project in mind that could use this, we're eager to get some signups for projects to build on this.
I'm just going to post the form here again, the link, just in case. I think I saw DJ already. First one on the list.
Yep,
So
exactly. And I really
he's
like
on it.
the API UI because then it allows me to be able to do this and not use, a terminal and everything on my computer because that's above my capabilities. But the UI allows me and anyone else to be able to do this as well.
I think it helps take the friction out
Mm-hmm.
of that a lot. We're still also it's because it's in beta. We will be adding, even as the API is live, we will be adding um, stuff as we go. So definitely, that's also why in the sign up form we say to come onto the Discord, join us, see what's new, because we will be posting up announcements on changes or anything like that. Um, and also, again, as I said about the top ups, the only way to get topped up is by the team. So the little link actually links to the Discord, so you can come to the Discord.
Yeah, it goes straight to the support ticket, so you can get exactly right in touch with us, so we can top you up immediately.
Yeah, perfect.
And moving on from the AI workers and the API and the whole Canva app, I know it's a lot for you guys to take in, but we also have something big to debut, and this is the Effect CLI. Can you see the um, slide?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this lets all of the developers interact directly with our infrastructure from their terminal. So it just supports all kinds of things. And Jesse created a really cool video to let you see it live in action.
Yeah, I can first maybe just highlight some things about the CLI. I think we've mentioned it before, but it's kind of an internal tool the team has been using here on like when managing and running parts of the network. For example, running manager nodes, running these AI workers we just talked about. They're all like obviously sort of background processes that connect on the peer-to-peer network that forms the AI network, the Effect AI network that need to be run on a server basis. So there's a lot of different parts and different apps that are needed to spin up the network, and they ended up all being sort of managed through one CLI tool. And actually, we got at a point where it made sense to wrap to polish and release that CLI as a standalone tool for people to use, as there's quite a bit of utility in it. And next to people being able to use it from the command line, I think the command line is now getting more popular than it ever was. I see people in the terminal nowadays using Cloud Code that I've never seen in a terminal or even programming anything before. But this is because LLMs are just very nifty and handy to use in terminals, and having a solid, good CLI tool, um, basically a Swiss Army knife for the Effect network, allows LLMs to do a lot of stuff as well. So we can automate and do a lot of things in the CLI that would be quite hard to automate using the web UI or coding your custom tools. So the CLI allows you to run a bunch of stuff, like you can run manager nodes, you can run worker nodes. You can also create and manage tasks and do a lot of debugging. So there's a lot more sort of flags and ways you can interact with the network on the CLI. It will also give you access to like the identity on the network. So basically, your keys that you use, your balances, your stake, all of that is there too. But overall, it's just a really handy tool that people can use. Yeah, this is next to, of course, the user interfaces that are requesters for requesters, so that are facing to the end user. But there is definitely a wide variety of people this is really useful for. Um, it's not I think there's not much to say about this other than it's something we've been building and are going to release very soon. It will be like just one command line command away to run and install this tool. And we have a little video of what it looks like, just to give you all some a teaser on what you can do with it. So go ahead, Rochelle, if you want to play it. I think it's in the slide somewhere.
Here we go. Ready?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's running there. So this basically the tool is called Effect here on the command line. You can install it with just npm install global Effect CLI. Here is a status command. What the status command does, it connects to the peer-to-peer network. It does a checkup on the Solana accounts associated with your key pair. It shows your balances. It's basically a quick health check on the network, and if your account is registered, command you're seeing now is running an AI worker. So it provides an access code because a worker needs an access code to join the network at the moment, as we're still in the alpha phase 6 coming up. So to run an AI worker, you would also need one of these codes. And then basically that worker starts doing tasks. I think that was kind of the short snippet we had to show, but it gives you a taste for what it looks like. And yeah, I think that's it. There you can see some other functions there. I think this is a replay, so you're seeing the same stuff again. But there's ways to interact with the programs, like increase your stake, decrease your stake. There's all kinds of useful utility there for managing your Effect account. This command is once again running the AI worker with an access code. So you can see it spin up and connect to the peer-to-peer network. It registers, it gets identified, it gets capabilities assigned. Because on the Effect network, and you've seen it just a bit before when Miguel was demoing, but the way you target the workforce is with capabilities. So anyone on the network that wants to do work, they do these tests and they get assigned capabilities by capability providers. And this is how you target the workforce. But AI workers are uniquely identified with an SAI capability that they are mandatory to carry. And then they have all these capabilities around the hardware and the software, the models that they use. So they can be easily targeted through the interfaces, the API. Cool. Yeah, that was the. I think that's it for the CLI. Not much more to say here, but I think it's going to be a really cool thing, and it's going to be released alongside the next alpha phase that we're going to start.
I think it's just really cool that you can automate repeatable workflows using this as well.
Yeah, the automation is always great for especially developers if you're trying to train a model or you're constantly getting new data that you need to post tasks for. It's really easy to just plug and play and just drop in new data whenever you have it. Just before we move on too, I was reading DJ's little comment in the messages section here. And he was saying he had some cool implementation ideas for using the AI or the API and everything, and both use cases for human testing and even using like testing AI models or running and running some tests through Codex itself to get evaluations, but it'd be nice to get humans. And I mean, with the way that everything's set up with AI workers, you can actually kind of even do both on the platform. You can have both humans and AI models kind of working in tandem to do evaluations on your tasks, and not just have the humans. So it could even take off the load of going back and forth between Effect and Codex, and you can actually have an AI worker running whatever model you want, also evaluating the same stuff as humans. Kind of two birds with one stone there. It's really nice. I think that's
Yep.
it for the CLI.
Yes, I think so. So we will move on. Okay. So we're working on getting the DAO back up and running again. We've missed it all so much. I miss the DAO calls especially. So yeah, and with so many changes, I mean the platform and the capabilities and everything we've built is radically different from, how it was before and before when the DAO was running. So we think the DAO also needs to be updated as well. Not only for the mechanics of it, with being on Solana, but just renaming it because as technology changes, people's vocabularies change and stuff. Just the word DAO, it's kind of it's a little weird now. So we're thinking about renaming it to something that can communicate better what it is, what it's how it fits in the network and everything. So um, we've got two options that we're floating, and I have some like phrasing ideas with that. And yeah, we're working on like the new DAO space. Um, how we'll communicate with making decisions and how we come with consensus and ideas and stuff. So we're pretty excited about this. Do you guys have anything else to also weigh in about with this before we reveal?
No, I think you can. You're good. Keep going.
Okay. Okay. We have two options, and it took us a while to come up with these, and now we can't pick between the two. And of course, the DAO is our whole community, so it's not just our decision. This will be a community decision on what to name it. So the next slide, I will reveal the two options we've come up with that we think are pretty stellar. So with how the network is, and we have a passport and things, we've come up with the port or the dock. And we have some example like taglines and some wording because you hear just two names and you're like not really thinking easily, about what they convey. So I came up with some wording for each one to help us think about it more, and we're super excited to set up like a poll and have discussions around this and see which one of the two you guys like the best. I can't see the chat or nothing. I'm still on full screen, so I'm just staring at this at this slide.
I think DJ's typing.
Okay.
And I think it'll be a fun little change that we can also lean on to with some fun marketing ideas and
Mm-hmm.
things along those lines too. DJ said, I can't say I like either right now. If the goal is to be less confusing, I don't know if it's an improvement.
Yeah, it sounds crazy not calling it a DAO. Um, there's some other quote unquote DAOs that aren't called DAO, um, but you know the DAO, how we're envisioning is it's going to be like completely integrated with the whole platform and everything. We've got ideas on where to put that. What do you think, Jesse?
Cool. Now, sorry, I think I lost connection for a bit, but I just if I missed anything. But for this decision, I think it's interesting. Like the term DAO, I think is slightly strange. I'm also terrible at branding, by the way, so I don't think I should be the authority on calling things anything. But for me, I'm not a huge a fan of calling things DAO. I think there is a little bit of a like there's a bit of a bad reputation or something. I love decentralized governance conceptually, and I do feel DAO is slightly it's a loaded term a little bit, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Nor do I like the ring of it, but these, yeah, I think they're cool. I think the doc, like personally, I feel the doc is a bit like Docker, and port sounds a bit more like accessible. Like I don't know, it sounds nice to me. Um, it's a big
Definitely something
decision
that
though.
we
Yeah,
can
I definitely think we
decide with
need
everyone.
to um, discuss it with the larger group. But curious what everyone thinks though. For me, port sounds nice ish. Guess I can see that some work in some way.
I think so too. Especially since eventually, the effect passport's going to be pretty key with workers and your qualifications and stuff.
I'm not going to say what Alan said because you can't see it, Rochelle.
Uh huh. I will see it in a second. Thank you, Alan.
Yeah, I think. I mean, ultimately, it's because it is about the DAO. Like, we will have discussions with the whole community about this, and yeah, we'll take like everyone can have a say in the decision, and we'll take everyone's is.
Really, Alan? Oh no. Now. Wow.
Let me see. Oh,
I'm back.
Oh, we lost first shot.
back.
Ah, you're
Yeah.
back. Okay.
Sorry.
It's Alan's fault.
It
You're just so
is
mad you have to get
it
off for a
is
sec.
Alan's fault because I suspected what kind of comment he wrote.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh. And it kicked me off. So, let me get back to where we were here. Back into full view. Oh, I've lost my place.
You're
There we
back.
go. Okay. So yeah, that was the gist of it. Did you guys enjoy the demos?
I enjoy demoing.
I enjoyed the demo. It was really nicely done, Miguel.
Yeah.
It's really exciting just to be able to actually show everyone, kind of everything we've been working on. I know. I think a few weeks ago, or maybe last week, there were people on the Telegram saying, "Oh, we've been looking at the GitHub and haven't been seeing a lot of changes or commits to the repo." And I was explaining to them too that just because you can't see on the main GitHub that there's no commits, it doesn't mean that we're actually not working on the branches and stuff. So it's nice to show off what we've actually been working on. There's been quite a lot, as you guys have seen. CLI, the API, the Canva app. We're also working on, which is kind of just a clone of the Canva app, which is the Figma app. So the same thing on Canva, but on Figma.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're also in talks with the team at Figma to be pushing that up as well. So hopefully those within the next, I'd like to say a couple weeks, but it's really the ball's in their court. Hopefully within the month, uh, we'll be able to see both of the apps live on the marketplaces.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And of course, we're not going to wait to start Alpha 6, until we get, those apps done because, um, yeah, no, you guys are chomping at the bit for Alpha 6. So I know in the agenda, I talked about revealing the Alpha 6 start date. So right now, we just debuted everything, that we've been working on, gave you some demos and stuff. There's a couple things we need to fine tune over the next week and a half. So we are definitely going to start Alpha 6 in August. So right at the beginning of August, we're going to um, start it up how we always do. Make sure everybody can get some codes, make sure everybody can get set logging in and stuff. Then we'll start to slowly put out a couple batches of the different things. And you'll see those Canva tasks on, you'll see the Lyricify stuff. I mean, things going on. I'm excited for all the workers to try out these tasks that are going to be with the Canva app because they're fun. They're not, it's not going to be boring grinding out an hour at a time doing these, because each thing is going to be different, and you'll have some unexpected, stuff pop up on the screen, which keeps your mind going, and so the first couple weeks of August will be slowly onboarding people with codes, getting you guys all set, making sure you can run the tasks, and starting a little batch of tasks. So at first we're going to focus on the Figma and Canva and lyric test, um, and and then we'll go through how to report bugs and troubleshooting and new guides on how to do things and stuff. And we'll be having some meetings and stuff throughout Alpha 6, and a lot of communication back and forth with things going. And then you can expect Alpha 6 to be fully running at peak by mid-August. So that first couple weeks of August, it's getting everybody settled in, and then boom, there we go. So it'll be really nice because maybe by then we'll have heard back from Canva and Figma too, and those will be exciting updates.
I'm really excited for to start there. We'll also be again like usual onboarding our workers as we go.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll put out probably put out the what's it called, the link to the sign up sheets again, and get some more workers up there.
Yeah. And those of you who are already in alphas before and stuff, you're still in. Um, so you're good to go there.
And nothing to do on your part.
Yes. Nope. Just pop back on. So exciting, exciting because I've missed the daily interaction with everybody on here because it gets kind of quiet when we don't run alpha and have running tasks. So you guys know I thrive on that part. Um,
Yeah.
and I think the Canva style app tasks and stuff. I think a lot more people will enjoy those and be able to complete them. I know there were some issues and hiccups with some of the other tasks we ran before. But I think, anyone should be able to do these successfully.
Yeah. think it's going to be a very, very exciting next few weeks and definitely next month.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
A lot of stuff coming out, a lot of stuff to try out.
It'll be the throes of summer. It'll be too hot for everyone globally to be outside, so what better way to be inside earning effect?
Exactly. Definitely really hot where I am right now.
Yes. Same here.
Let's see the messages.
I'm gonna quit sharing
Looks
this
like
screen.
some are kind of iffy on the DAO rename, and again, this will be we're gonna post um, probably just in general about this, and we'll have a really good conversation there with everyone
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that, and you know get everyone's thoughts on it.
I mean, nothing is like completely set in stone or anything. I know we are looking at um, a different way to have like the DAO posts and discussions and log the proposals and stuff. And we were looking at a couple decentralized open source like message board style platforms and stuff. Um, just trying to get away from everything being so closed and stuff. Like Discord is okay, but it's not accessible to the best, and they charge money, and yeah.
Um, anything else? Missing some stuff. Scrolling through. Alan talking about opposition to start marketing. I mean, as we're bringing out a lot of this, a lot of new things and the API and the CLI and everything we just talked about today. We'll be ramping up on showing that off. I know recently we were posting little teasers and snippets of the API. We had a cool little visual of the API at work there. So we're going to be doing a lot more of that, and not only on X, but we're trying to go through and find some more niche communities
Mm-hmm.
on Discord and Reddit and X as well, and going through there and posting kind of off the beaten path because I know a lot of developers, especially the sole developers, not just small companies, but even just people like you and me and DJ, um, that kind of live in these smaller little communities, and I think we'll get some really good traction there to get some people on using the platform, seeing what the API and what Effect is all about.
Yeah, and just having these things usable and out there, the API and the CLI and stuff like that. It's easier because they can see stuff about us and be like, okay, come try, and then boom. So hopefully boom. But yeah, it's
I'm
always
excited to
easier to
be on the
market when you have stuff.
yeah, excited to also be on the once we're on the Canva app marketplace. They're in the marketplace. Canva does a really good job with even just marketing themselves and their marketplace and apps there. So um, yeah, that'll be a really good kind of line of sight for the project as well. I think sometimes they also have featured apps that they do or get on like a from a premium app or something. So we've been looking into that too and trying to get the get the effect name out there and into the eyes of everyone. So
I mean, and
um,
Canva's huge. They have a huge user base. Let's see, what was it? Over 31 million users.
pretty good.
So that's a lot, and it's in 190 countries.
Yeah, global. Did you were saying the API being usable is the most important thing? 100%.
Absolutely.
I've been I've been excited for it for ever since I really started. In fact, even before I was on the team and just as a worker too, I thought it'd be so cool to have an API and actually be able to post myself. So kind of going from there and bringing it to fruition was really cool and really fun. And it's amazing to actually see it basically done and visible. So yeah, I think Alan's typing maybe a question, and then we'll take any more questions maybe and see. I think the slides were done. If there's not anything else that you want to add, Rochelle, we'll take some questions and we'll see what people have to say before we call it.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to add. I'm waiting on the two people typing. Jesse, do you have some more points as well?
No, I think those were the slides. Let's see if there's any questions. But I think DJ has some valid points about the naming of the DAO. So I am agreeing there. We should have this discussed and voted on. So it was just floating an idea. I like the discussion that it brings. And yeah, DJ reminds for the DAO continuity that 209 is a proposal we should follow. Thanks for reminding us there, DJ. But yeah, no, of course, we will follow in the continuation. We should take this into account, which is the proposal about voting and my migration voting and constitution. So how the constitution would be renewed and how we're going to continue the DAO on Solana. So this is exciting and yeah, absolutely relevant to take into account when we get there.
Yep.
Alan's eager to get ready for his big day. Yeah, great updates. Well, thank you everyone for being here and listening to everything. Michelle was saying she's recording the whole thing. So for those that that weren't able to make it, have it all recorded. I think also it would be cool to maybe have like a written form or a blog or something. So I'll look into doing a little blog to wrap everything up, and we'll post that at some point. Just got the idea now, so I think it'd be nice.
Yep, that'll work. Yes, I
A lot
am
of good
going to quickly start processing this so I can hurry up and get it back to CryptKeeper and then also publish to everybody else. So
Yeah.
it's going. Yep.
Perfect. Thanks everyone. It
Thank
was
you,
a fun
everyone.
one.
Nice
Good
phone
luck,
call.
Alan, on the semifinals.
Yeah.
And
I'll
see
be
you all
watching
next
with
time.
you. Hey guys. Yeah.
Bye bye.